So, I mean, I've been pretty emotional today. How are y'all feeling? Uh, I heard Spirit say, like, yay, we did it. Talking about finishing the linear year of 2025. So, yay, we did it. And I mean, like, really excited. Like, they were laughing and very excited. So, you should know, like, if you're hearing this, your spirit team, spirit guides, ancestors, they're all very excited that we made it through the turmoil. There is a full moon on the 3rd of January, and that full moon is conjunct Jupiter in Cancer. And it is opposing the sun, which is conjunct Mars and Venus. So the full moon is a point of release, right? I also heard Spirit say that there may be a lot of tears shed, like a lot of crying, and and that it is to clear and release blockages in your heart chakra. So if you're feeling a lot of things come up emotionally, especially with the moon conjunct Jupiter, it could be a lot. It could feel exaggerated. You could also be exaggerated in your emotional responses. So just be mindful of that over the next week. Like you could be doing too much emotionally. It can be overwhelming with the moon conjunct. You could be feeling overwhelmed. So all of that, regardless if that is an outward energy or an energy internally, just know that your emotional state could feel a lot exaggerated as Jupiter, right? But it's a benefic, it's a positive planet. So, Jupiter also, like Jupiter makes me feel overwhelmed often because I can do a lot and I feel like I'm not getting a lot done. With my Gemini energy, I multitask everything, and so just with that opposition to the sun in Capricorn, that is the goal is to find stability. The goal is to release what comes up emotionally so that there's room for what you are building. And to understand that this is an ending point. So with Venus in Capricorn and with Mars in Capricorn, there could be endings and release of feelings and of things that we worked hard at with Mars, right? So with Venus, it could be things like our passions, our feelings, relationships, matters of the heart. There could be endings with those things. And then with Mars, it could be our achievements. It could be the things that we worked hard for. Those things can be coming to some type of completion with the full moon in Cancer opposing the sun and Capricorn conjunct Venus and Mars. But just know, I guess cry if you need to, right? Scream if you need to. Do not hold those emotions in. It's really challenging is what I feel, because it's forcing you to kind of put on this new version of you immediately and stand in those new boundaries that you set and stand in those new beliefs that you have and understandings that you have. And I've also felt like there's been this big shift. Like, I mean, duh, right? It's been a big shift, but it's like there's low vibration and there's high vibration. And I feel like the in between is getting longer, right? I feel like we are able to go into situations and understand, like, dang, that ain't for me. Or, like, that don't feel right. And trust it. Not override it with, like, logic on, like, man, yeah, but da-da-da. It's like, nah, that just don't feel right, So and that can be challenging because you don't know the outcome of this version, but we're about to explore. So in the meantime and in between time, full moon, January the 3rd, 13 degrees of Cancer. Check the Cancer in your chart. That is where this is happening for you. I'll put posts out about your rising sign if you want to check that out, just so you can get some real life understanding of how the energy may show up for you. But congratulations, says Spirit, on a job very well done. And cry and release because you're about to be built up in ways you can't even imagine and believe. So let out the gunk and Get a pillow. Everything is happening as it should. Okay. All right. All right. I love y'all.